Let's be honest, I ain't perfect, baby, no one is. But I could step up in your life and treat you better than he did. And you know that's a fact, baby, I ain't trying to mac, I'm just looking for...
What's up, everybody? I am Jonae Raenetta, and I am back with another video. I am back with another video, and you kind of see my backdrop is kind of wrinkled. So today I'm going to be talking about developing credit and what you can do as a college student to build your credit without breaking the bank. Okay? 9 times out of 10, if you're a college student right now, you broke, you know, where you want to live is kind of rocky, you don't really have a nice job, yeah, etc., etc. One thing that is not taught to us as we transition from high school to college to real life is credit. Like, nobody really says anything about credit. It's something that, it's always been something that you're supposed to just go out and learn on your own. But when I tell you, doing that can really F you up, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to give like a couple of tips on what you can do to build your credit. You can apply now while you're in school, while you're preparing for school, as long as you're like 18 or older. I don't know if it'll work for people younger than 18. I don't know if your parents will want you to do this, but in 9 times out of 10 you don't know your social security card number. So I don't know if anybody under 18 want to do this, but for all of my 18 and up individuals, let me school you on some credit. Okay, so credit is basically like, you need $200, I got $200. So you come to me and you'll be like, hey, can I get $200? I'm like, okay, but you have to pay me back and then some, because I'm going on my way to give you $200. So the other person's like, okay, cool. So you don't have to pay it all up at once, but you have to do it in a monthly installment. So let's say $200, 6 months. What's that? Like $30? That might be wrong. I'm kind of not that good, but yeah. So that's about 6 months, 6-7 months you could pay that off. Cool and dandy. That's if you pay the minimum. Now, this is where my tips come in. You got the little gist of you borrow money from somebody, basically. That's all credit is. You're borrowing money. So when you borrow money, you have to pay it back. Okay, so for tip number 1, first, what you're going to need to do is get a secure credit card. Now, some people are like, okay, what is a secure credit card? A secure credit card is for individuals who don't have credit, have bad credit, and want to establish credit. There's always a minimum for a secure credit card. So you could take the minimum, which is usually from like $200 and then some, or you could take $500 if you have it, like physically cash, like in your hand. If you have like $500 in cash, take it to your bank and say, hey, I want to open a secure credit card. And so they're like, okay, cool. So you give them the $500 and they'll give you a card, and the card has a $500 limit. And that's taking a credit card out with yourself. So that's what a secure credit card is. So after a couple years, that $500 will build interest, and you can choose to close the card out, or you can continue to use it, and you could also add more money to it. So my camera died, but whatever. We're getting back to the video. We're going to be moving next to how much do you pay every month with credit. Say I get a credit card and it's like $1,000 limit, and the minimum payment is like $30. Do not pay $30. Do not pay $30. You are going to be hurting yourself in the long run. Always pay more than the minimum. Like, you could pay, if it's the minimum of $30, pay $30, $50. Nah, don't be that petty. Pay $31 or $32 or $35, but never pay the minimum on anything. Because when people see, oh, you only want to pay the minimum, I'm not increasing your credit limit. 1, 2, you're not very trustworthy, and 3, that's just messy. Duh. Oh, my final tip for securing the bag. No, securing the credit. after you establish your secure credit card, after you pay more than the minimum, be sure, this might as well be tip number 1. Remember when I said that you take whatever amount of money that you have, as long as it's over $200 to the bank, and you say that you want a secure credit card? Okay, cool. If the limit is like, if your credit card limit is $500, right? Do not spend $500, because if you use all of your credit, it's going to reflect badly on you. Then if you use too less of credit, it's going to reflect badly on you. It's like, you know, somebody giving you a gift and then you like don't use it, they're get offended. Okay, so if you get a credit card, I mean, you're not going to be mad at yourself, but if you get a credit card with a credit lender or a credit card company and they give you like $1,000 card and you don't use it, or you use like what, $20 on it, they're going to be like, girl, we're going to close this card for you because you're not doing much for us. And then you mess up your credit that way. So make sure that you use your credit in a good increment. It's highly suggested you only use 30% of that $500, pay it down. And it's so easy. And this is like my finesse in the credit tip. This is like the extra tip, you know, whatever. But one way you could do this is that you can get your credit card, right? Whether you do it secured or go to a credit card lender or a company or something like that. Either way, you can take $200, right? You go to like Victoria's Secret. They have a credit card. So you go to Victoria's Secret, you spend $200, you use your credit card. You can wait until the next bill payment, and then that $200 cash that you have, just pay it off. And your credit will go like, it'll go from like 5 to like boom. Like for some cases you'll have to wait until the next month to pay it, but in other cases you can pay it like right off bat. So as soon as you swipe your credit card, you can go onto your phone, you can log into the app, you can do whatever, transfer that money from your checking account and just pay that bill. You don't even have to worry about it, and you're building credit. It's pretty easy. And like honestly, you can use like creditkarma.com to just sign up and check your credit score right now. And it may be a poor score, it may be a good score, but if you never had any credit, 9 times out of 10, your score is just a score. It doesn't reflect anything of you, nothing like that, because you don't even have a credit history. So when you establish credit history, you're going to see that score fluctuate. It's going to fluctuate so much, you're going to get so pissed off sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be happy, sometimes you're going to be confused. But at the end of the day, it's just balancing out. Especially in the beginning. Like, if you only have 1 or 2 years of credit history, that score is just, don't even worry about it. Some people, it takes a long time to develop credit. And credit is so important. Credit can open the doors for you you can get a car, you can buy a house, you can buy a boat, you can finance a business. Like, you can do a lot with some credit. This is the best time to establish your credit while you're still in school, while you're still young. You know, you still got years to go, etc., etc. Yeah, so I hope this video helps somebody out there who is like in limbo about what credit is, or building credit, or establishing credit in college. Like, they need to teach this. They need to actually make this a course, because this is stupid. Like, people should know. People should know. It took me a long time to learn all this stuff, and I'm still learning. I'm still building credit. I'm still trying to get right. But another tip, do not miss a payment, because as soon as you miss a payment, your credit score is going to drop like it's hot. Like, and it's not even hot. It's not even cool. It'll go down like 30 points. And the point range for your credit goes from like 500 to like 850, I think. 800 is like the best. Like, in the 800s is the best. But 9 times out of 10, if you don't have credit history, you're 9 times out of 10 in the 500 or 600 range. But yeah, I hope this video helps somebody, honestly. Thumbs up if you found this information useful, and I'll be back with more videos later. Be sure to subscribe and click the little bell thing so you get notified, because if not, you're not gonna get notified, and you won't know when I upload videos to put you on game again because you're not subscribed. So do that.